Hey, Bobby, thanks for joining me today.
Of course, happy to be here.
Awesome. So you just did something really cool. Uh, how about telling us who you are and what you just did?
Of course. So it's great to be talking to you, Greg. My name is Bobby Olejarczyk, and I'm from Brantford, Connecticut, which is a small town on the shoreline of Connecticut outside New Haven. But I'm a current third year at Bentley University, right outside of Boston, Massachusetts, studying public policy and business studies. But currently, I'm residing in the nation's capital of Washington, D.C., as I intern for the U.S. Department of Education, combining just a whole bunch of my interests of public policy, education, finance, whatever it may be. And so most recently, this past weekend, being here in the community, I ran the virtual 125th Boston Marathon right through the streets of DC, being that it's virtual. And so nonetheless, in doing that, I raised over $1,000 for Thrive DC, an organization that I very much have come to support and find very much tied to my values and passions.
That's so cool. Thank you so much. That's an amazing amount raised for our clients. Why Thrive?
Yeah. So in coming to DC, I saw that while a big problem everywhere, homelessness is chronic here. And it is very, very much a part of the culture here that has given me so much and I've learned so much. But nonetheless, in looking and trying to intervene to whatever extent possible, because I don't necessarily always have that dollar or that meal that I can give folks, I wanted to do something a little bit more. And so I saw Thrive DC as a great way to do that and give it to the organization, which focuses very much on vulnerable populations, ones that I very much understand have been disadvantaged from their lived experiences and their experiences, such as formerly incarcerated folks or women or others of marginalized communities, that understanding that Thrive understands target groups and are actively working to help those groups and support them from a lens of equity was a mission that I just very much agreed with and wanted to support, as I just see the problems and the systemic problems that exist and try to remedy those to whatever extent I, as a 20-year-old, can.
So cool. So we serve people without homes, people who are coming out of incarceration, women in very vulnerable circumstances. Is there an interaction or a moment with that you interacted with one of our populations that really made an impact on you and then made you want to support a place like Thrive?
Very much so. And it really goes to one of the points I just mentioned as to formerly incarcerated folks. I've talked to two individuals in particular who have told me the story of just that. They were recently able to leave prison and are now just disadvantaged because they're having a hard time finding a job. They're having a hard time finding a sustainable income. And so therefore, hearing these stories about how some, whether it's been just a week that they've been out of prison or 5 years, I heard one story of, it really just shows the systemic and really process and cyclical process that this is for a lot of folks. And I do believe that we can't just kind of shun folks for what they did at one point. If they have left prison, they most definitely should be given the resources to have a better life for themselves. And so therefore stories like that have really touched me and have made me very passionate about supporting, say, Thrive, who understands just that, it seems.
Awesome. Thank you so much. There's going to be people who listen to this who are also really passionate about the causes that they believe in and are really intimidated to do something or don't know how to do something. As someone who just ran a race and raised $1,000 in a week, what advice do you have for people?
For sure. I just say let ambition drive you and don't be fearful of failure, because of course that's when you learn best. But beside the point, no matter how big or small your network, it is still a network. And so one, you can always focus on growing that. The more interaction you have with folks, the better suited you are to fundraise any amount. But over this past summer, I started small and raised $500 for UNICEF. And then from there, I've been able to grow that to $1,000. And I'm just building this track record of, say, effective fundraising. And so you just learn over time about what engages folks, what makes people want to really give to a cause that you are fundraising money for. And I always find that it's good to explain why are you passionate about this certain cause and giving back to this certain cause. And then from there, people resonate with that. And no matter who it is, whether it's a friend, a coworker, a partner, whoever it is, can resonate with it as well. And if they do, they are most likely willing to give whatever it is. And I also found with this, be accepting to anything, really much so, whether it's $1, $5, $10, whatever it may be. And the collective effort will bring you to where you want to be. I am confident of it.
All right. Bobby, once again, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to say right before we leave?
Just that I'm very happy to be giving back to this community, this organization that is doing great work. And so I thank you for your work, Greg, and just what you are and your coworkers are doing.
All right. Hey, thank you so much, Bobby.
Of course. Nice talking to you, Greg.